The armpit area is very sensitive, so you need to be very careful here. Remember that the lymph nodes are located in the armpits. Therefore, when stretching and fixing the skin in place, you should not press down into the armpits. This is very important. Let's start waxing. The first step is cleansing. To cleanse skin at home, first take a shower, and then it's best to use a professional before waxing product. The key to waxing your armpits is to first fully cleanse and wax the first zone, and then the second. Why? Because while you are removing hair from one armpit, the second armpit will become wet, and you will have to cleanse and prepare it again. To prepare the skin, I use a professional before waxing product. You should dispense it onto a paper towel. A couple of pumps will be enough. Open the armpit and carefully apply the product to the entire area. Remember that you need to remove dirt, sweat, and sebum. You need to make sure the entire armpit is thoroughly covered with the product. Leave the product on the skin for a little while to give it time to work. Then, take a new paper towel and dry the skin using gentle patting movements. Remember about the lymph nodes and make sure that you don't press too hard. Now the skin is completely dry. Let's proceed to the next step, buffer application. I recommend using talcum powder at home because it will act as a barrier between the skin and the wax, which will eliminate the possibility of skin trauma and allow to keep the skin dry. Put talcum powder on a paper towel and thoroughly spread it across the entire surface of the armpit to ensure that it's completely dry. Here I am, looking in the mirror, to ensure the skin is completely dry. Let's move on to the next stage, hair removal. At home, I recommend dividing the armpit area into several parts. Now, I will divide each armpit into two parts. I will first remove hair from one half and then from the other half. Maintaining proper skin tension is very important when waxing the armpits. It's just paramount. How do we stretch the skin? First, you need to raise the hand where the armpit you're planning to wax is located. Next, use your fingers to grab the skin next to the armpit, not the skin directly in it, and open the armpit completely. Now, fix the skin in place using your fingers. Now the skin shouldn't slip. We fix the skin completely in this position. For convenience, I recommend using a mirror because you need to see the area you are working with. I have defined the first half for myself, and now I will start applying the wax. With the skin tightly stretched, I will apply the wax in a direction towards myself, pressing down with a spatula to ensure that the wax adheres to the hair. Form a petal shape with the spatula and bring it onto clean skin. Finish the wax application on skin that doesn't have any hair. We do this to make it easier to pick up the edge of the wax application and make sure that it doesn't hurt when you remove the wax. Another key thing is that the wax should solidify completely before you remove it. If you pull off wax that is not yet hardened, it can injure the skin. 5 to 7 seconds will be enough. The skin should still be stretched. You need to grab this edge that you've prepared. I am looking in the mirror. And now, pull off the wax in a direction parallel to the skin. To avoid bruising, we don't pull off the wax like this. Breathe in and pull off the wax as you exhale. We've removed hair from the first half of the armpit, and now we will wax the second half. Let's continue the process. Take a small amount of wax. Control the temperature of the wax. It should not be hot, and it shouldn't quickly drip down the spatula or you will burn yourself. Open the armpit area. Pull the skin and apply the wax while standing in front of a mirror. You should apply enough pressure to the spatula. Otherwise, a lot of hair will remain. Smooth the wax over the area. And now, free up a corner of the wax so you can remove it later. Keep the skin stretched right here. That's it. The wax has completely cooled down. You need to pull it off in a direction parallel to the skin. Inhale and exhale. The hair has been removed. It's important to always go over the same area again, but this time in the opposite direction. That is, if the first time I applied wax in a direction towards myself, now I will apply wax away from myself. Take a little talcum powder. Spread it over the skin. And take enough wax for the entire armpit, not just one half. Check that the wax does not flow down the spatula too quickly. Open the armpit. As you can see, I'm pulling the skin very tightly, and apply the wax in the opposite direction. Make sure to apply enough pressure to the spatula. The entire area is covered with wax. Now, let the product cool completely. Since you will pull the wax off in a different direction, you need to adjust skin fixation. With my index finger, I add extra tension here and peel off an edge of the wax piece. You can do it with your fingers. Give the wax time to solidify completely. Stretch out your arm to create tension and use your fingers to pull the skin even tighter. Prepare to remove the wax in an upwards motion parallel to the skin. Exhale. You can do it in 2 steps. Here you can know how much hair was left before the control wax application. And now, the last and most enjoyable stage of the procedure. To complete the procedure, I use a professional post-waxing product. It soothes the skin after waxing, moisturizes it, and begins the regeneration process. Apply the product to a napkin first, then spread it over the entire area of the armpit.